Oh, and got the camera pointing the wrong way. Going live early in the day. 3:17 p.m. Tin Man's going live. I dropped something. Gotta look for it. Oh, damn it. That was my computer. Must have fallen in my car. Oh, there it is. Hopefully people might come. Just my air freshener. And my little laptop. Perfect little laptop. Well, darn, did it shut everything down? Desktop. So anyways, hello David. Nice to see you're here again. How's the picture and the sound? Is that okay? Like, there's traffic here, and I'm going to be reading some stuff off of the laptop a little bit here. Trying to see if there's anything that comes up interesting for anybody out there. So if there's problems with anybody hearing me, let me know. The reason I threw Delusional on there, let's go with that first, okay? Characterized by or holding, I'm not the best pronouncer here, idiosyncratic beliefs or impressions that are contradicted by reality or rational argument, typically as a symptom or a mental disorder. Hey, Brown Dirt, I'm getting heavy here. This word delusional, the word delusional, for the first time in my life, ever known, was directed at me, that I'm delusional on a doctor's report because I tell about my Bigfoot stuff, and that's not my MD doctor. He's not able to do that analyzation. That's because, you know, I got the severe tinnitus and hyperacusis along with muscle ailment and stuff, and strong personality attitude or whatever. I decided to go for support from a psychiatrist so I could continue fighting my workers' compensation claim against all this injury, which isn't one injury, and they're just doorknobs, and they don't know how to do their job. And anyway, so today I phoned for update. What's going on? You guys are going to start taking care of your insurance policy properly and such? And the lady read my report, and it says that I'm delusional on the report. And I'm like to her, she's saying, what are you calling for, more money or something? And I go, I'm calling for to be treated properly from my insurance provider to take care of things and do their job properly, all that kind of crap, right? And I'm getting frustrated, whatever. I don't think I really called her down or anything, but I was barking, and I even admitted that I'm yelling at you and stuff like that, right? So anyways, where was I going with this delusional thing? So I'm still worked up because I'm thinking about it. So then I'm just going to change gears now. So you see why I put a Venom, hey brother? I'm just getting out of a little bit of a rant, which is good. Just hanging out and stuff. You can go back and listen to that part. So anyways, that's why I have the word delusional in there. Workers' compensation are a-holes. You know, I just got a really stimulated, ugly thing that haunts me 24/7, okay? And I want complete break from it. I want to take care of it however I want to because it's that heavy. What do you guys want? Something to eat? A couple of crows hanging around. Anyways, and because it is that kind of an injury, it warrants that kind of stuff. I've had that be told to me from professionals and stuff, so whatever, Compo doesn't get it, end of that. So that's the delusional part. And then I said on there, what was the rest of my name on that? It was Delusional Bigfoot. I thought Canada has good insurance. It does, but this is workers' compensation. That's that world workers' compensation. That's worldly connected. It's not just in one country. You know what? I'm going to flip my camera around, you guys. I think I'll get better reception, okay? So hold on for this ride, and if I do end up tuning you out, I'll log back in. I hope I'm still upright. My hand's just in the way for a bit. My finger's over there. There we go. I think I got her. That is that angle from there. Now I gotta plug in power. Make sure I keep you juiced because you're close to the end there. Right on. So I've been studying on YouTube a bit. You know, I use YouTube for everything and they don't share me very much. I don't know why I show them so much gratitude. Hopefully that starts changing. I'm kind of impressed though, because on my channel they said that they're calling me in a 2000 counting now. Right on, thanks Brown Dwarf. Did I say, I might have, well whatever, Brown Dwarf. Anyways, so yeah, they're calling me over 2,000. Unless I'm ready to jump that high, I don't understand, because I'm on my readout, it says 1545, and I'm glad that I got those kind of numbers, but I'm wanting to go up. But it's kind of neat that YouTube is, well, I don't know about neat, but interesting that YouTube has put me down as a 2000er. I guess maybe once you go past 15, you're on your route to there, so that's their thought there. So I got my laptop here, I got my batteries charged on it, I don't need to pull that over. Thomas Sowell, what am I, yeah, so he's talking on the climate, this Thomas Sowell, why I doubt climate change. And he's talking about some stuff on there, why he's doubting climate change in the very beginning of that, which is quite interesting. See if I can, I should have made a note, but that's all right. I just got excited to come on here. So anyways, so you guys are still there, yeah. So we understand that carbon, it comes from trees then. This is me just learning more and more about this. So right now, see that sun going on there? Going on a leaf tree, let's say. It's creating a type of carbon. The chemical element of atomic number 6. A non-metal. It has 3 different parts to it. It has diamond, graphite, and here they're not saying the other part. During the day, I can't see the specific word that they use, but during the day, there's a photo blah blah kind of element that goes on because of the sun. It creates a type of carbon that goes off into our atmosphere. To us, I understand that to be a good carbon. I understand it to be heavier than air, dry air or something like that, so it must sit down low or something like that. So you can see how now we're understanding that this carbon stuff is just around us like this and stuff. So now we understand that little bit. Now I'm going to go into my concerns. I see an overabundance of leaving trees being the ones that are being left and pruned well to take over well. I'm going to put you guys a little bit higher to get you more into the atmosphere. And I'll go like this. I want to make sure you've got a best connection. Got a silly app problem, and it keeps coming up saying that it's going to close my app down, my hookup bot down. Let me see what we got going on. Start a Patreon. Yeah, I don't know about a Patreon, but let me just finish. Hey Warnock, let me just finish this this part about the carbon plus stuff. Thanks, Venom, if you're talking to me, bro. So anyway, so the carbon bit. carbon bit. So during the day, it's all this good carbon, we understand it. One of the things that I've been pointing out all through this, lots of leaf growing trees, lots of them. Seems like the fir trees are being switched off in a lot of cases, and they're only utilized for certain things, like they're good on camouflage and stuff like that, because they can put out a purple hue in them. So is part of the reason, I see anyways. So on and so forth, different things like that. Plus, you know, if we plant a tree there, then they're not just going to tear them all out. They're going to utilize them as best they can. Anyway, so I've been saying how they're doing this change over to the sucker system of trees. Minimally, what the sucker system of trees has taught me, that is a very aggressive growing system. It's aggressive on how many leaves it grows, how many branches it grows. You can mark it and hit it and all this kind of stuff. It's not affected very much. It's mostly stimulated then and starts growing more stuff. They're fast at growing, they've overgrown, all that kind of stuff. Well, another thing that I've talked about many a times is they sweat the heck out of themselves at night. The moisture release is the issue with the carbon effect. So during the day, while our trees are getting hot from that sun, what was just popping out there, and it more aggressively is doing its carbon cycle, it's because the tree is sweating. You know, we always see the leaves kind of limp, and then they go better and limp, and they're kind of like that. They're a radiator, I guess, in a way, right? So during the day, it's total scientifically understood by us. During the night, I fully question then the excessiveness, because I've gone up and even touched the leaves, even taste them, you know, because they taste sweet, very sappy and stuff like that, coming out even in the leaves. So that excites me enough to tell you guys that I've been referred to as delusional. Like, do I want the rest of the world to eventually just be doubting my stuff because I was delusional? They seen it on a report. I don't give a shit, right? I sent a message to my son saying, get a load of this. And then I told them, remind me later. We'll have it stricken from my files and from any of the records, like through that the doctor connection agencies type thing. Me talking about it is just me talking about it, but that's disgustingly weird. And why wouldn't you think that person would even talk to me about it, that they were going to put down that? But that is life. I'm not talking about that I'm not delusional anymore. And I'm 100% not delusional. 100% not in any way. I connect with all my family well, how everything's going. You're not that. But I am something, right, Venom? That's okay. So let's go over to here, the carbon effect on trees. So it says right here, I'm just hitting this one thing. It says carbon dioxide effects on plants, increasing global warming studies. I don't want to read that, because don't read studies. What you read is official government claims of levels of things and so on and so forth. You go into studies, they're wrong. I'm telling stuff that it is so entwined with the breeding system of our trees that I, not too long ago, a couple of months back there, I was by my father's place and his wife's place, and a television show came up, and it was one of those natural ones, and they were talking about how the scientists were very confused on the bark manipulation, growth, and stuff like that, that they cannot even tell what species of a tree it is based on looking at that. And so they have to go up into the canopy to get a leaf sample. Can't rely on the leaves because there's ginormous trees, however big those suckers would be. And I bet you they're high stimulated. I bet you wherever they're replanting, stuff's going on, all this kind of stuff, right? The point is, when they understand this science, when they just start to understand it a little bit, realize, okay, this is real stuff, their answers, they're going to get a lot of better answers. Like, they're not as stupid as we might think that, why hasn't anybody else figured this out? These guys are scam artists, foolers. part of us just looking for them. I had a type of injury that I was, and the type of person I shouldn't say that. Type of injury that got me to do something. Type of person that helped keep me there, and because of my injury there was nothing that exciting on this side of the fence, and so I just kept on pushing, and it became to this spot. And what is that, a year? I don't know, I'm 12-13 months into this whole first figuring out that first phenomenon of realizing, hey, these guys are woodmans of the forest. What's going on here? This is so cool. They're changing all the woods. And then remember how appreciative I was. I wasn't getting killed. If you watch those earlier videos, I'm going, thank you for letting me live, man. That day I brought them back food. I think there's still some videos there that I could put up of those earlier days, that first day, that have still not hit the internet yet. So maybe I'll save that stuff when I'm making millions and millions of dollars. But, so somebody else said hello? That is C. Hey, how's it going? Do they chemtrail your skies there? No. There's stuff that can resemble chemtrails here and stuff, but if that were true, the amount that you guys talk about compared to what I see up here, there's no comparison. Like, you guys would be walking around with extra noses sticking out if there was a real weird thing. From what I hear about chemtrails all the time, here it happens so few, it's probably just some kind of like an Agent Orange or something. Joking, of course. Invite me to your mansion? You mean the one I live in? Are you talking about on my, like, what are you talking about there, Brown? How's the wind doing? Is the wind bothering you? Agent Orange. So, Brown, did you end up listening to your cave video? You want another another neat one? Who is it? Sasquatch Central or something like that. Just put up a video. You have, eh? When I make the mega bucks. Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure, we'll have a Bigfoot party there. How's that sound? You remind me of that. We'll do something like that, brother. So, yeah, what was I saying then? I said about the cave, and then crap, I had a thought pop in my head, or I said it. Did you hear it? Let me see if it reminds me here. Oh yeah, my whole life has been thinking outside of a box there, Venom. Thanks, brother, Venom. Yeah, okay, Sasquatch Central, there we go. Thank you, Brown. So, if it's that one, I don't know. I'm not promoting them. I'm not doing anything like that. But I might have them on my subscribe or something. So anyways, there's something about a guy riding by on a bike. I think he has a camera somewhere around. He does the look over there, his part. I don't even remember. I only watched it for a second and started laughing and went on. I went on and read all the comments, and I read a whole bunch of comments just negative. No way, no, false, fake, all this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you where my eyes go that are different than most people's. Is I right away honed into that deep of a black. That is a nice, deep black. You can trust me on that. That is hard for us to get it that in that light, in that region of land, if you look at the landscape, to be bouncing like that. It really is hard. And then you take that exact black and you have it in your memory now, and you jump to that black spot over there, and that one 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 there, all you're seeing is the family members all hiding out. That dude, for whatever reason, chose not to duck. That dude chose not to hide, didn't have a chance to move or whatever. I think he might have done a little bit of a shift like that of watching or whatever type thing. Pretty much that was it. The guy himself, it's hard for us to register if we're not that person looking for a Sasquatch to go, what the fuck, stop and go back. It's hard for us to do that. Remember, we suspect them doing things that keep our minds occupied. We don't at all hear the noises that he was riding through or the reality of what was going on in his world that wanted to keep him away from that. Like Brown Dwarf in the cave moment, thoughts going through your head of, well, other people go through there, so you were talking about that. So that thought is working you, and then all of a sudden these noises of loudness change as you walk out there. Dogs that nobody would really even know where those dog sounds came from. It's a very similar situation. It's just that we didn't get all that noise. We don't get all that part of the atmosphere, so dude just keeps on riding because he doesn't feel quite right or whatever type thing, right? It's a coyote that he heard way off in the background or whatever. In these cases, I almost think that those guys just, what the frick? You're supposed to be watching for bike riders too, Uncle Ned. You know, not just listening for cars. You know, that's what I think probably all went down there. All of a sudden, bang, everybody else was able to, because what they do most of the time is they're just sitting around chilling. That dude was getting up to walk over to take a leak or go hang out with his, you know, go see what his uncle was doing, spotting or something like that, scouting the area and stuff. So that is fairly authentic. I would say that's pretty darn authentic, that piece of, I guess I could have brought it up on here, just to tell you for sure. But if you guys haven't, go to Brown Dwarf's channel. A couple of weeks back, he's got this one where you see a cave there a bit. He's got the word cave written in. If you, Brown Dwarf, if you're still there, throw up the name of that video if you can. And actually, you're welcome to put it on my channel here, and I'll put your little thing beside it or whatever if you wanted to, and I'll pin it up at the top for you, because it's marvelous work. I'm gonna listen to it again, make sure I'm super that happy with it. But oh yeah, beach footing cave. Yeah, that's right. I knew the word cave was back a few. Okay, beach footing cave found. That's yeah, it's just, there's a lot of stuff coming out. Even that, I was talking about Rick the other day, about him. I don't know if he did catch it on video. I've asked him to, because he did put a video up talking about a little 1-foot being that he's seen take a run up the tree. You know, just knowing the excitement in him, and you know, just his few uploads and what he's doing and stuff, I believe him that that's what's happened, because I know that's what's happened for me a few times, and this is helping confirm that that's what happened. It happened with me and my nephew, and now with me and my nephew, I kind of think there might have been 2 or 3, and that was more of the confusion of what we seen. And I was like, you know, I'm pretty quick, right, in a lot of situations when I'm there. So, and I was there talking with my nephew, and I knew his reaction time to this sighting compared to mine, and I followed up his reaction. So I know how accurate he was before before my accuracy came in. And yeah, and that was the first time a small thing came into the picture. And then since then, I've had minimally 2 other small things that happen quite good. I think more. I think I'm probably up to about 4 other ones, but 2 that stand out pretty good. One was almost was like a snake, like a weasel shape almost. I don't know. It might have been an arm. Whoa! It might have been an arm that came flying out. See, that takes calming to be able to be a guy that smashes his computer down like that and doesn't freak out. I don't know what kind of a guy you came from, but I was the type of guy that in my day that stuff really angried me, especially because it did kind of almost connect with funny bone ouchness. So my head injury working through of tinnitus and hyperacusis and my delusional part has for sure been eye-opening, life-changing. I know some of the stuff will get to calm down and be better again, so it's worth it to it's not just for the Bigfoot community, this is for the world community, what we're up to here and stuff. What's going on, and shut down that computer, get out of my truck, my car. Just chilling, so if anybody's chilling with me, that's cool. Making my view a little bit different here. Great world we live in, people. This is Canada right here. This is a great place. You know, we can't let the foils of life that are going on there from the human craziness. And I'm not just talking about the stuff that the cops take care of. They're taking care of their jobs. The cops are taking care of the crime. You know, the gangs and stuff like that. But they're not the part that should be taking care of terrorism or anything. So we got to make sure that we have our part that takes care of terrorism and continues to fight that kind of stuff. We need to now start working on a part that takes care of these bipedal creatures. That they're also not doing domesticated terrorism. Wrecking, you see that slope right there? You see how that dives down in there? That's them. And see the patch? They did end up doing the $4,000 or $5,000 patch. They'll wait until it tears down, and I don't blame them. But if they did start having a lot of water issues through here, then they know where to go about it, right? But because their engineers know for sure. So you see that great big foundation part in there, right? Well, this retaining wall goes all the way from this end to that, and then that's a big holding tank there, where it's completely squared in. I'd love to be able to peek in there and see if they, be able to see something going on maybe, because they can get up into there. So anyways, all the water from these grounds goes into that holding system there, which this is an empty, just earth holding system that's kind of a backup, and then the water's being pumped from there, and it pumps wherever it goes, probably gets out to the Fraser River, because it is just parking lot water. But anyways, so we see that little electrical box on it there, that kiosk. Right there is another retaining wall that's running out like that. So this one goes this way, foundation stuff we see there, and another retaining wall going that way. That retaining wall kind of connects with a couple blocks down in this one. Well, this one down here is totally just mucked. Yeah, you can see it well. Totally mucked on the other side. Plus, so there's really 3 parts to this retaining wall system that's mucked. And I kid you not, you see these couple of blocks at the end? See that very end one, how that space is even becoming open more? That's even them, so. Hopefully you guys see that and get that and can find the humor in these crazy buggers. Okay. Yep. Getting ready to grill some. What? Yeah. Who is that? That's Venom. Jeez, man. That's cool, though. That's cool. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I'm telling you this right now. I get to go extremely broke at the end of the month. And my extremely isn't extreme as some people who are having hard times. So it's not about that. But that extremeness can even say I might have to shut down my car insurance, like just park it. And I might have to just be parked. I might not be able to come to, yeah, for sure, Venom Sweet. I might not be able to do as much uploading and stuff. It might be a lot more of an effort to be able to get to where I can get for Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But I'm just throwing that stuff out. I don't like saying the first negative answers first, but I want you guys to be prepared with, at the end of the month, if all of a sudden I'm not around much, don't think that, oh, he's been taken. Don't think, oh, the government's got him. Don't think that, just think that, oh, could be his money things he was talking about. But I'm really going to work hard. I've been working hard with trying to just, you know, information's getting out there now and stuff. So what do we got popping in there? Just doing some sleeve rolling. Hello from Alaska. Cool. My wife and I really like your face-to-face. Did ya? Awesome. Thank you. That was my first face-to-face. Obviously, that was about, I think that was my 13th day walking around in that bush there. And that went down. And just before that, 5-10 minutes while I'm walking through bush and stuff, I said to myself, I got my camera, it's on camera, I don't know if you, whatever, it's hard to connect with all my videos, isn't it? But anyways, it's on like camera, and I go, you know, if I want to find these big guys, I think I got to walk through the thick of it, or, you know, go through thicker stuff or something. I really said something like that. And then I climb over this mound and I come out there, and as I come out there, when I stop talking, that's when that's all going down there or whatever. When I'm realizing just something's precious in this area. I just know it. I don't know how I knew it. I just knew it. So I did this other walking off to that area, guys. I'm going for their comfort now. That was fully what that was about. It wasn't about the pitch or anything. It was trying to, okay, like I'm feeling it right now, like just major goosebumps, right? And that's why I kind of go off like that, and then I come just a little bit closer. And yeah, I got some wishes in there, but you know what? Because I think I did shut down my video. I'll have that whole video, which is longer. I'll have video that I turned around and I came back with food and stuff. I think I did put that one up. And that was the first time I fed them and stuff, I think. Yes, it was, obviously. Because that's when I got my 100%. You know, I had, up until that point, I probably had a good couple of 100 footprints. I just kept on saying, do you remember saying, guys, like, it's crazy with the amount of footprints that I'm getting here. What I came across is I came across a family that had been living there, probably setting up for a couple of years, and no humans are ever walking around looking for them or something, so they relaxed on the footprint end of it. Because that was, that was the footprint capital for sure with me. Hello from you. Cool, man, and I appreciate that you let me know there. That is David, right on. How is that? Is that B-L-Y Bleth? With the E on there in there? Would that be Bleth? David Bleth, maybe. Nothing that we know. Yeah, there will be, David. Tell me a little bit about your place. Where are you? Yeah, money tightness can suck, yeah, but it's our attitude that really will make it harder. So I don't know if you can pick up on it. I'm trying not to get myself that worried. How's the wind? Wind's okay? No, well, you can turn down if you don't want to hear me talk. I found Ice Age ruins in Colorado. Billy, no way. Like, what are we talking of? What kind of ruins are in those Ice Age that make it known that there would be Ice Age? Nothing. Okay, like California. I won't pronounce it again then. Elephant worshippers? Wow, like mammoth elephant or elephant itself. Like, how are you coming up with that's a reality thing? David laughed. Colorado, I hear you, Bill. Oh, Bill! I wasn't seeing the garment. Hey, brother, no way! Is that what you were, is that what you've been hiding on us? That was your treasure. So you didn't necessarily, that's Bill, guys. If you guys want a good experience of a guy that has a pretty incredible mind, go to his channel, do some tuning up on some of his adventures, and you know what you get to see. You get to be out in Sasquatch country. He's not looking for the characters so much. He's doing his other treasure hunt there. It's called, Bill, you can throw that up there, what it's called. Sculptures all over. Wow. Yeah, Bill's cool, man. He's got some really good stuff, and he doesn't put up with any shit. Yeah. Awesome, Bill. So you got some video of that up on your channel? I'm excited about that, man. That's big for you, dude. So you've been off your channel for a month, so I'm going to just assume you've been doing some good documentating and stuff and making it yours. If not, get on it. Make a trail. Oh, just now you were sending too many in a row. That has nothing to do with me. It just... YouTube's a little system. I don't like it. Right on, Venom. Enjoy those burgers, man. Are they beef or are they buffalo? What? Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, there's sensors. But, you know, when you're on chat, it should be an easy way for me to be able to just censor you. Like, Bill's talking too much, you know, and I hit a little button there and it slows down your comments coming through. It shouldn't be them censoring on this level, man. Because I'll read your stuff. It's not even going to go onto our channel and for anybody can check it out. Pictures on your page. Okay, right on. Whoops. I will do that for sure. That's cool, man. I don't know, Bill, if you've been touching up on my channel or anything like that, or catching up or anything, but I've been making leaps and bounds, and it's still in that bizarre world, man. But it's just, all that's happening is I believe I'm getting more and more concrete evidence. And I got a few subs that really stay quite close and have been listening all along, and you know, it's up to people to see if they can see the same thing, and if people are pretending they are, that's not a smart way. And I know people aren't pretending. A lot of people, even just anywhere around the world, they're talking about a differentness with the trees. So today, on my earlier part of this video, Bill, or anybody, if you want to take a listen to it, I talked about the carbon effects through a layman's terms of understanding. And I brought up a couple of computer things. And put out some questions there that are science-minded, have to actually smash their head against the wall and understand if this would make an effect, what this thing he's talking about. And if it can make an effect on the negativity of the carbon, because there's 3 different parts of carbon. There's a carbon that's hard on us humans. There's the other carbon that helps. What it's done is it's actually pulled stuff into the tree and it's carbonized itself down, is how I can kind of get it. And then like this is the photosynthesis of a carbon or something like that. It's the best carbon for us. The night carbon might be turning the bad carbon in a bad mix, and that might be where their confusion's coming, because there's a influx maybe of nighttime carbon. Go at your own leaf trees, go to any of your leaf trees and just rub your fingers along them in the late of the night or whatever, and feel if there's a lot of moisture coming out of them or whatever. And I've climbed a lot of trees, I've climbed a lot of wild trees and so on and so forth, and during day stuff and such, I don't ever really being turned off by what I've seen in the trees. And then I've talked about I've shown ginormous leaves like this from trees where the big size probably goes more like about this size. And then I explained the science behind why it was getting that steroid boost of it all. So, not today, I mean, but I've done that stuff before, so. They're mucking with their trees. I've said it from my day one here, and anybody got a question? Where's the ladies sitting? Ladies, Mags around? Whoops. Beef, but I do buffalo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, the kids don't really get the buffalo much. Okay, it's a little bit probably maybe tougher, or it's a little bit more wild tasting, is my guess. I've maybe had buffalo burgers, you know, a couple of times going through the prairies or something like that, going up through Alberta and Manitoba, Saskatchewan. Not necessarily in that order. Too many hot dogs, not enough buns. Too many, foot dogs. Whoops. Or hot dogs. Yeah? You got the tummy going on there, Brown? Yep. Right on, Venom. So, anybody got anything? I don't got anything. What do I got to say? Yeah, just another day. Later. Whoops. No ladies. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Easy. Alrighty, boys. Great weather. Well, it rained yesterday. It's great weather where I can tell our trees are just popping like this in size, in girth. And they're just stretching the heck out of the slicings and stuff like that. You guys are going to end up realizing that so much of these bark things are just smaller slices that have gone. And when we look at the bark, when you see it new, you realize it's damaged. And as years go on, it just will conform into this whole injured bark system. Right now you just go out there and your smoother trees and you see a little bark system and just start to think to yourself, could that be a scab? And it is. And they'll just keep scabbing in such a way, and next thing you know, this tree is just totally, 5 years down the road or whatever. And you can stage it with certain trees. They do, it's a whole pattern to different ones. They try to keep species within species looks. I think they even are able to maintain somehow they transfer the information to other areas of this is this type of species, you do it like this. This is this type of species, you do it like this. Yeah, in some cases where you see things, where you see a lot of that really deep orange death right now? Like, I'm going to do this. See that deep orange death right there, you guys? That's them. That's them. Look around at your leaves that are a leaf tree and you see just one branch that's like that. You look around at other trees, you see just one branch like that. It doesn't go into lots of them even go and try to pull on some of them and the leaf doesn't just necessarily. I'm talking peculiar stuff, like test it out yourself. Like don't look at all kinds of things and just start touching them and stuff when you're out there in your forest, when you're around in your yard and stuff. Start touching the information, start learning it, because you just hug your tree and understand why the hugger name probably really came into existence. It's not necessarily about saving a tree. A tree is an awesome thing to hug because it gives you no vibration back. It is so grounded. You still? You did, eh? Nice. Yeah, the mushrooms now. Oh yeah, the fungi on these trees at night was just huge last night. It was really reflecting. That's right. I wanted to go around and maybe videotape these trees because I've done that before. Thanks there, Brown Dwarf. Reminded me about the jump of all the mushrooms and fungus and stuff. What's Bill? Bill's got it nailed? Or is he screwing around? So yeah, our weather's going to be a little bit off and on right now, I think. It's kind of pop. To me, this is awesome weather because it's not too hot. And it's not too, not raining constantly. But in all reality, in our areas here, we did not need to even have a no-fire season. We had so many terrible fires up by Whistler and all that kind of stuff. I never went up there and checked their, what their weather condition was, whether they needed to have a fire season or not. But we really didn't. Like, I've been around our fire seasons for a long time. And for somebody to now be smart enough with us humans that know that just picking up a cigarette butt maybe starting a fire over here and dropping that cigarette butt with that, because then the fire starts however it goes generally, and they can find some kind of contaminant that usually can trace back to that kind of a looking. And we know that we could fake it. It might not work or not, but we know we could fake it. Their science, their research and detective work for figuring out a forest fire isn't that big of a deal. It's not like a house fire, so on and so forth. They just come to determination fairly quick because it's such a bizarre fire. So we can understand how those kind of fire startings aren't going to always be understood or really looked at properly and such like that. And I'm telling you right now, I suspect these guys can and will and probably did do even a lot of our problems this year. Because from what I know here in our dry cycle and stuff like that, they didn't do a fire close to us, and that's because we didn't have that dry enough cycle. Up in Whistler, you know, I think was probably the closest of fires. There might have been a little spot fires and stuff like that, but that's what makes me wonder more. Because spot fires, how are they coming? Is there really lightning going on? Whatever. And you know, I'd like to know, like, I'd like to see where that spot fire started, because I wouldn't doubt it if there's a certain amount of what they made sure was dryness here to be able to get a fire going and stuff. And this is speculation with these beings, but this speculation has to do with quite a bit of research and analyzation that I've done in amongst them. Remember, I've had one growl at me. I argued with him for 30 seconds before his growling and thrashing got to a point where he ended up basically saying, next is coming through the bush. So then I left him alone. So I tried hard to stand with these guys. I've taken their information and brought it all the way forward to say that they have something to do with our trees in more than just like a grounds caretaker. They're actually the gardeners, the pruners, the planters. Do they have to be doing that? I don't know. I've even said maybe they're behind the pollinization, because it's really weird. We had tons of flowers, and I didn't come across a lot of types of bees that I understand as pollinators. And we had zillions of flowers and stuff going on, like a heavy year of flowers, not a lot of honeybees and whatever pollinator type things that I'm seeing. And so I think there's supposed to be a connection there. That's how I do my work, is just lots of that whatever kind of connecting. They're not on the tarmac. Hey, Mo man, yeah, you do need to. They'll be around your tarmac, though. I bet you have. Back from the tarmac, is there lots of big trees? But you don't even have to go far. Who was I talking to back? Oh, that was Bill. I think that was saying there's none around or something. But wherever we have trees, there are these creatures. The Bigfooters are maybe the babysitters of the little footers, or the scary, or part of that equation is the little footers become Bigfooters, and then that's when it becomes very, very scary, because we're starting to see a lot of these things around human condition areas and conditions and stuff, just human areas, occupied areas. We're seeing a lot of them, and if it really is their young that have to do a lot of the tweaking little work, and the big ones that we know can knock over trees, and they do all these other ripping trees apart, and you know, they're doing whatever, and they're maybe the guardians or something. Are the little ones going to get big like those bigger ones and stuff? So then what does that mean? A lot more mouths to feed, so on and so forth. What of this plant life that they take care of are they really utilizing in the type that they're eating it all the time? You know, how many deer does a clan take a year? How big is the average size clan? You know, does a female have litters? You know, is she more like a goat where she can have triplets every time? Goats many times have triplets. Their average is doubles, twins, and their I think it falls almost least they have singles. That's a goat. So, lots of questions. I'm out of here. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I must have had about 70, 80 people today. Soon. Peace. Peace.